Have you ever been in a legally confusing situation and you weren't sure what to do? Those days are over. Listen to Sabi Law on the Beat 97 to know what's up. Sabi Law is up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8:55 a.m. Exclusive to the Beat 97 ABJ.
Hello, Abuja. Welcome to today's edition of Sabi Law on the Beat FM. I remain Onyekachi Umar, and with me today is
Kenechukwu Agu.
So today we're going to be talking about flights, domestic and international flights from Nigeria. One thing is common with all the airlines, and that is flight cancellation. This often is inevitable, and some are also out of negligence of the operators and the rest.
Lack of proper planning.
Yeah, so we're looking at this. We're looking at the two rights of any person whose local or international flight is cancelled in Nigeria. So flights, there must be flight cancellation in a year. Maybe because of bad weather or anything, fine. But what is the right of a passenger whose flight has been cancelled? So Mr. Kenechukwu will lead us in this discussion.
You agree with me that this discussion is becoming very relevant because recently, due to insecurity and road network issues, people now prefer to fly. And then you also see that there's an increased number of airlines, local airlines operating, states now owning airlines, and a lot of Nigerians now owning airlines and flying. So it's very important that we kind of discuss what are the rights that these passengers have. These are the rights they have. Now, where a flight, whether be it local or international flights, is cancelled by the airline or operating company, the passengers are entitled to some rights, whether or not such flight was rerouted. Now, there are rights to monetary compensation and right to care. The two rights are right to monetary compensation and right to care. Now, what does this include? Now, the right to care these rights include immediate payment of your compensation of 25% of the fares or your ticket price for local flights and 30% for international flights. Such is payable by cash or bank transfer, bank checks, and with agreement of the passenger, also payable in a travel voucher.
All right. So I think at this point, the first thing is what compensation, payment of 25% of your flight.
Monetary compensation.
Yes, if it's a local flight, and then 30% if it's an international flight.
Yeah.
Personally, I've benefited from this against
an airline.
Against an airline. All right, so
that means that the airline was surely a good one for them to have complied with this provision.
No, I had to threaten them.
Okay.
Because at some point they demanded that I should leave my workplace in Abuja and come to the airport to collect the money. I said no. You have to credit, because the law says you have to credit my account. They say no, they prefer to give it in cash.
But that is for you to collect it in cash or travel voucher is subject to the agreement of the passenger.
Yeah, so
if the passenger doesn't
until I threatened to go to court, that was when they now had to pay.
All right, the second arm of this is that your entitlement to right to care, right? And under this right to care, you're entitled to refreshment.
Yes.
Meals, hotel accommodation, transportation between hotel and the airport, free 2 phone calls and SMS email, where passengers are offered, where you are offered a routine alternative flight. This particular benefit will not apply to local flights, where notice of cancellation was communicated within at least 24 hours before scheduled time of flight, and in respect of international flight within 7 days. So I've had an issue where an airline cancelled my flight 3 hours.
No. Then you're entitled
3 hours to the But the problem was that time when we wrote to them, they wrote a very lengthy explanation mail that, it's actually IPOB has just declared.
It doesn't matter.
So insecurity.
It doesn't matter whether it's their fault or not their fault.
They were willing to fly, but the landing airport, no staff was working.
Yeah.
There was no staff at all.
It shouldn't. They should pay, because the law is a standard. The law had already seen that for whatever reason, within or beyond their control, The moment a passenger's trip is cancelled, these things are just to protect and guide the person.
In light of refreshment, hotel accommodation.
Yeah, because you by 3 hours, it means that you're supposed to be at the airport. But a man whose flight was cancelled 2 days or 24 hours before the date for the flight to leave doesn't get to have hotel accommodations because ordinarily the person shouldn't be at the airport. However, there is an issue of them air operators claiming to have cancelled and communicated, and passengers getting to the airport only to learn that their flights were cancelled. Now the claim is here: the operators are claiming they sent emails. The passengers are claiming that they never saw
didn't see the mail.
Any mail. Yeah. So that's an issue because if mails were sent, then the passengers are not entitled to this care.
Of course, it's communication that matters. It's communication. So airlines are to give reasons for cancellation of flight or offer possible alternative transport. Where a flight is cancelled due to unavoidable extraordinary circumstances, the airline will not pay compensation, and it is the duty of the airline to prove so.
Yeah, but we'll give refreshment.
Yeah,
compensation. That was my issue. Because if people are already at the airport, you have to take care of them.
Even at some point, some airlines stopped giving the normal. But
thanks to COVID. Yeah, it was COVID that led them to that. They started from
others are now some other airlines now give you as you're leaving, but there's this particular airline. I don't want to call their name. They don't. Yeah. Even water when you ask for, they don't. They claim that it's COVID. Yeah. All right, for this you can see the various sections of the Consumer Protection Regulations of the Nigeria Civil Aviation Regulations of 2015. Of course, these regulations are always amended and always looked at. The regulations were made pursuant to the Civil Aviation Act.
Yes. Right. And this is what it is till date.
All right. So, Abuja, as you fly, remember that you now know that you have a right to compensation, to monetary compensation, and to right to care.
Yes.
Thank you, Abuja. Go Sabi Law.
Have you ever been in a legally confusing situation and you weren't sure what to do? Those days are over. Listen to Sabi Law on the Beats 97 to know what's up. Sabi Law is up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8:55 a.m. Exclusive to the Beat 97 ABJ.